Hello there and welcome to game one of the semi-finals of Master League's The Finals 2022, our version of the World Championships. And what better two players to have a World Championship caliber showdown, Ed? I mean, talk about these two players for us right about now.
Well, over in the West, we've got Loveness coming in with Soviet faction again. So tried and true of game one of his best of three series. He's got past Loveness. Meanwhile, Isildur had to go against the big brain of the community, Jibba Jabba Jobba. And he's powered through and brought in his Austere. So we are going to probably see an Isildur P4, folks. And no one controls him better than him. And I think this is going to be such a 50-50, Matt. I know Loveness has spoke ill of the Lord Ricky Rifles map in previous times, but it has been edited by Rachel, so maybe that's helped him out a bit. But he doesn't fancy this map usually, so perhaps Isildur can use that to his advantage.
Well, he's starting on the wrong side if he doesn't like it, because we made it easier for northeast side. We opened up the map a little bit there, moved one of these silos, and did a couple of little tweaks. Just a couple little tweaks here and there, just to make it a little bit better for Wehrmacht. And we've actually seen very good win-loss ratios for both Axis and Allies post-tweaks. So let's see how it pans out anyway. We're going to have a slow, standard Soviet versus Wehrmacht start, which is a tale as old as time.
I love the rifle bit of the whole game. Like, as soon as it all techs up and gets to vehicles, I just drop off like a cliff. But I love this part of the game, Matt. I think this is so integral to how the rest of the game is going to go.
Do you know why that is, Ed? Because you're a man of culture. And men of culture such as ourselves,
more like.
Men of culture such as ourselves, we actually appreciate the micromechanics, the tactics, the gunplay of the first phase of the game, which then becomes a dubstep montage of light tanks.
Calling artillery and all the rest of it.
That's why CoH2 was so awesome back in the day. It hasn't aged well, don't get me wrong. I don't look at CoH2 with rose-tinted lenses, but the pacing was so much better. You had that infantry kind of style of flank maneuver. It lasted way longer. In CoH2, the curse of CoH2 has always been you got a T-70 within 7 minutes just blapping everything. So, you know.
It's almost like, for me though, in real life as well. I like small groups. I can manage, a few people, just like a few squads. But as soon as it gets to a big crowd or whatever, I'm no good, man. So, they're definitely with Isildur and Loveness, they're the reverse. It's almost like the more units they have, the comparatively better they do against players. So.
Yes, well that's because Loveness and Isildur are masters of the game in the sense that they do all the small things well. And that adds up. They have all these efficiencies of their style of play with their tac map heavy style. That doesn't matter to them if they've got a 100 popcap army or a 30 popcap army. When you're a kind of Dev-M, Kimbos, Orange Pest style micro kiddie, having a big army size is a little bit of a problem, really. You can't handle it as well as a control-based player. And that's what we mean when we say control. That's why the control stats and the strategy stats are very important when you analyse the players in Common Heroes.
Indeed, and then on the south side map, we get a first little full auto engagement with the MG42 and the Pioneers in succession, trying to take on these conscripts. The sturdiest little John Deere tractor in Mill Road. How did that get there? Some imported goods helping out these conscripts for a long old time. But Isildur burst through in the end.
Well, back in base, we've got the bunker ready for any retreated squads of Isildur. And Loveness, of course, he does have his own field infirmary. Isildur's about to get battle phased 1 and light mechanized soon to follow.
Yeah, it was a huge change, wasn't it, back at HQ for the Soviet faction in CoH2, whereas the field infirmary now only 200 manpower, folks, and their 18As with Molotovs is one single upgrade, so really...
What? Oh, what a sequence of dodges by Loveness. He dodged both rifle nades, but the last one clipped him. Before that, he was an unstoppable juggernaut, a Terminator that Isildur could not get rid of. But fortunately for the Englishman, that last rifle nade did clip Loveness on the way out. But that was just awesome play.
Could have been a double wipe, yeah. Could have been the most MLG wipe nade of all time.
I think Isildur was lucky because Loveness dodged it beautifully, and he pulled off a merge in between. So I think it was kind of like the shotgun round that finally puts down the Terminator almost.
A good shot, a good save, you know, where you've whipped it in from 40 yards, but the goalkeeper still somehow keeps it out. But yeah, this is just the caliber of the players. It's going to take something special to get some good early game wipes here.
That's what we pay our bucks for. We want to see the players take it to the next level and show off all those little micro tricks. Isildur showing off one of the map tricks there, getting the med supplies in the north, keeping his Grens fully healed. Of course, he could have healed the other Grenadier with the ability, but that would have cost 10 munitions. So just squeezing everything he can out of the game.
Is that the cheapest ability there is for the Austere faction? Non-dock? I think it is.
I think you might be right.
I never really see anything cost 10, other than like sprint maybe, when you get a...
Do you want to know that tripwire flares used to cost 10? Tripwire flares were 10 once. Back when you could wipe a squad in front of a building with them.
Oh, when they all file onto it. Yeah, that was Loveness used to utilise that a bit too much. But here we go. Guard motor, his preferred doctrine of choice. We will probably hear that whistling 120mm mortar again. But good timing to get some guards out. Instead, he's going to save for that fast T70 map. 7-minute T70 it will be. Wow.
No M5 this time against the man that popularised M5s, Isildur, of course, bringing them to the fore in the game in the past couple of years.
Yeah, I think Loveness way prefers the old trusty T70. I remember some great Humdinger games in GCS2 with him using the VCon in conjunction with his all-out attacks. So it's definitely a very good unit if you can keep it alive to the late game.
One of the reasons the T70 is preferred on Mill Road is because the huge shot and sight blockers. T70s are great operators when they've got something to hide behind and constantly jump from behind. Yeah.
And it did get nerfed with its damage output, but it's still very accurate, isn't it? Retreating squads of 2 or 1 Grenadiers are not safe with the T70 around.
It used to be the Devastator, now it's just Mr. Consistent, the T70. It's
consistently one-shot your squads anyway, as opposed to 4-man's wiping straight away. But I like the little decals on him as well. It's a pretty cute T70 with a Q.
There he goes, just keeping the combat engineers alive. The Grenadiers retreats. They can't neutralise the high munitions though. Meanwhile, Isildur executing his slightly higher APM than Loveness and starting to dominate the map and win some little engagements in the north. Loveness now pulls the guards onto the field as Isildur elects for a pack 40.
Yeah, Isildur, when I saw him get the 4th Gren a minute ago, I thought, ooh, is that a bit... You know, it's going to chunk his time away for the pack 40, but he's managed to get them both out well. They never seem too caught out, do they, these top pro players? You never see T70 just cruising through the line, you know, all the Grens retreating so they can't Faust, and then the 2-2 goes down. They always seem to keep that little bit of presence on the field or risk for the opposition.
It's so honourable, the battles they fight, though, aren't they, Ed? They're like chivalrous, because a player like Alpern did not go for chivalry versus Loveness. He went for brute force, MOBA death tactics.
Yeah, I like that, though. It's like...
I loved it!
You're not going to beat him at his own game, so you may as well just go full ham.
They are playing each other's own games here. This is Oh, Talamine! Unexpected Talamine! Takes out the T70! Wow, that's a big find for Isildur.
Okay, if I was feeling a bit sleepy after the post-lunch there, that was just totally woke me up. I did not expect that. I didn't even see it go down. Well-placed Talamine from Isildur. Mine to win games, as Hans has always told us, but that one's just crushed Loveness's heart for a few-minute cooldown, surely.
If you're a new father and your wife has just told you, I've just gotten the baby to sleep, what are you watching? Oh, I'm watching this cool cast of vibes, these 2 chill English dudes watching.
Baby screaming everywhere, food flying around.
I've just ruined their day, this theoretical couple. Anyway.
Don't worry. Nobody in CoH2 ever gets laid, so I'm pretty sure.
Very true,
we're
Ed.
safe
Very
there,
good
man, we're
points.
safe.
Very good. Thank you for bringing us back to reality there. As
We
two
marry
grenadiers-
CoH2, not humans.
Isildur's just dominating on 3 fronts right now. If you look at this in the south, he's got the Pack LMG Gren in heavy cover scenario. In the centre, he's got the MG42 and Triumphant Grenadiers with their LMG. And the north, it's the 2-2 Grenadier Pioneer combo. This guy plays company heroes like spinning plates, but he's an absolute 10 out of 10 pro, and he's never going to drop one of them. And it's just so difficult to battle against him. Ed's talking to chat instead of commentating. That's priorities. Very good. I'm sure the 20,000 YouTube viewers in the future will thank you for that, Ed. At least you got to talk to
Casting
Ragnar
the
Hammerstein. Right. Rifle Nade into help enhance his streaming shed there, but the guards hold strong. New T70 on the field. Might as well get it out and continue.
Yeah, I think doubling down on the old T70 after going next to the carcass of your fallen brethren that blew up in one shot to a telemine. I don't know. Thank God morale is not a thing in this game.
Look at that. There we go. Tale of 2 T70s.
Do you think that would be cool? CoH2 new mechanic randomly. I don't know, for the French faction especially. The morale bar of all your troops.
Oh, it was talked about. I don't want to go into stuff that we talked about behind closed doors, but I just thought it was a complication too far. I was like, I don't really want to be, thinking about the
That's
morale.
for total war, really. Yeah, leave
Yeah,
it to
yeah.
that theatre. Yeah, I guess. Makes sense. But good VPage from Isildur against the VP Grandmaster Lovenest. And yeah, that telemine is just shutting down the first T70. I hope the second one does a bit better, so we get a real slobber knocker here. And we see now, Matt, the equalizer. The 120 mil setup. Look
In
at
its
that
position,
triangle
Ed,
of doom.
I know, I was going to say. It just gets... Assume the position behind the huge hedgerow. You can't... Oh, you can't double rifle nade it through the hedgerow. Oh, he kills one man.
Me big,
So
me strong,
sad.
me tough. It doesn't matter, it's just...
Don't forget though, we nerfed the
860
retreat.
units.
You can no longer retreat the 120 mil. You have to walk away very slowly.
Okay. Did not know that. That's cool. But he does not. After the double rifle nade, he can't double Faust this T70. All the decisions, but now he can Faust it.
Yeah, he's
Will
got the
Isildur
munitions
pick one
now.
off? No, he cancelled.
No,
Would have
he's
lost
got
that
it. There
squad.
it is. Pocket rocket out.
Good
He loses.
decision.
Pocket rocket out. He loses about 4 models there, just trying to Faust him. But can he take advantage of this now? Pack 40 MG 222 ready. Yes, he's trying to fire on the 120 mil, but the conscripts are there to recrew it.
It's like the Brit Mortar Pit, this 120 thing. It's just takes so much to haul it down and hard kill it or get rid of it that is it even worth it, do you think, in the end?
Well, Orange Pest was on about the fact that although we nerfed the retreat, in effect it's a bit of a, I suppose, buff, because when you kill it, you can't steal it and take it back to your own base in answer.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of an
with one model. Yeah, yeah.
2 pioneers in peril there. Guards gunning them down.
I love the extra flailing arms, but no, the conscripts pick him up. Oh, he was going for the Ministry of Silly Runs there. Didn't make it home. No pyres for Isildur, but first wipe for Loveness, so hey, he's got his nose, but it's still going to be a tough game. P4 now, Isildur P4, 14 minutes. I should have put money on it, man. It's like the most guaranteed thing. It's like rain in the UK.
Let's all step through the Isildur, because we're now in Izzy's house. He's got the Panzer IV at the 14-minute mark. This is the moment he turns the screw. This is the moment he hopes to screw you with his superior micro-management skill. He'll just absolutely begin to dominate, Ed. That's Isildur's vision for this game.
Yeah, and how he's manages to consistently always hit these timings is beyond me. Everyone will be left thinking now, what if he swept that telemine? You don't normally see Loveness get caught out by them. But great play there from Isildur. Oh, as he eats a mine himself, but MG42 still got to cap up the South VP. And then saunter home.
Yeah, he's hitting something. And another mine goes off, so Loveness making
Okay, it's like Sideshow Bob with the rakes down there in the south.
but indeed, Loveness has got a few manpower kills there, but he's lost so much control at this point. Isildur has only lost 4 victory points. Panzerfall coming for clumped conscripts. This has got to hurt Loveness. It's stationary right now. Prioritise vehicle mode engaged, though, goes for the T-70 instead. Grenadiers forced away. MG in a very advantageous position. This Zisgun has to go to work for him, Ed.
Double cons retreating as well, Matt, so this is a risky time for the T-70. Needs to keep it safe. Guards might be able to screen, though, with the Zisgun there. Good work from Loveness, just read the situation. Didn't have any snares on hand, so covered with his other units.
T-70 manoeuvring. Combat engineers watch on. Loveness has to find an edge on this map. He has to find a small quadrant he can control to get back into this game. 1 fuel, 1 victory point. If you don't have that, you can't win a game of CoH2.
And it's a lot tougher map for Loveness. This is why I said at the start of the cast, he does not like this map. You can get flanked from so many angles, and it's a lot more open. Faymanville, we never saw his 120mm mortar go down. It was whistling away from way back, safe, very short and squat map. As opposed to Mill Road, very wide, and you gotta watch out for so many angles. And fair play to Isildur, he's been making all of them count so far.
Loveness just trying to find some little advantages here and there. It takes out the garrison to stop the MG overlooking the southern victory point. Meanwhile, in the northwest, oh, T-70 could go down here. Second T-70 could die. Could mean Isildur has an indomitable position in game 1. Indeed, 140 fuel has now gone down the drain.
And my game is
Oh
no
dear,
longer moving, so that might be a bit of a spoiler, but we'll see, we'll see.
Oh, have you had a server delay? I haven't had that. I think Loveness has tapped out, though. I'm still getting a bit of gameplay here. It's all fake news, guys. The game has finished, and we do have Isildur 1-0 up in this series. We're waiting for it to be finalised. There we go. It's finally stopped working for me.
It could have been my potato PC, but no, it wasn't. G to the G.
There we go. We're back live. And we are waiting. They spoiled me whilst I was casting.
Me or what? The game?
I see that.
I always feel like I've done something wrong.
You've not done anything wrong, dude.
Good stuff.
But you're a pro. Why would you do anything wrong?
Look at that VPage, though. Isildur lost 4 VPs that game against Loveness. Oh
I know.
my, this guy's too good at the game. He needs to chill out. Take him on a few benders, Matt. Get him drunk or something, because when he's sober and firing on all cylinders, he's just no match for anybody, it seems.
We have a result from the south side of the brackets. I'll update it in real time for everybody. I don't know if the other series is going on, so if you're watching the other series on the monitor, maybe you should just double check it's finished, actually. Hang on a sec. I think Dutchman still might be casting it. Yes, but it looks very much kind of over. And I've inadvertently spoiled it anyway, I suppose. No, it's still going on. No, it's anybody's game in the Angry Dutchman decided ace game, 40 minutes in. I will not update the brackets live.
Debating everyone equally.
I'll be a good boy. But yeah, that's ticking along rather nicely.
Yeah, no, fast start in that game 1 for our series we're covering, but here we go. Quirts
Won't be
against
able to deny
Asher.
the capture here.
Asher surely is playing
Will
at
be
like
to decap
God
that.
knows what o'clock, Matt.
Actually
No?
game.
Or
Well, he's out of the
What an
series,
end.
dude. He loses on victory points versus
What a
Quiritz.
what was the time in Korea?
It was 1 million.
1:30 a.m. Oh.
Ah, come on, that's fine.
Yeah,
You should be
actually,
able
for
to-
gamers these days, that's when they wake up. Yeah, yeah. Fair
Right,
enough.
there we go. We got Quiritz. He's through against Nagano in a semi-final on Mill Road and Amelie, just the same as ours. And this is big bucks in this tournament. Quiritz in his first ever semi-final of.
Yeah, you got to get buffing his offense stats maybe after this. Because to go against Asher,
He has
take
played a
him
lot
out.
more
That's
offensively,
pretty
dude. He, to be honest, that'll be the next thing we buff on his trading card, definitely. Because people were memeing on him as like this 1 hour slow defensive gamer, but ever since they did that, I've noticed he's kind of tried to silence those critics quite a bit. I've seen some big offensive pushes from Quiritz in some games. They're not like stupidly aggressive, silly ones, but they've been,
Yeah,
they've
just
been
good
pretty
patient
decent.
player. Like, and patience and poise is something you just have to have in this game. That's why I'm terrible. As soon as I smell blood with the biggest tank I can find, I'll just throw it straight in and lose it. But these guys are so, they always have a cover for something. So if it's not always an all-in for them, even though it might look like that on paper when they attack. So yeah, Quiz definitely is shown as true worth there. Asherblow is no mug. I think he's rank 1 if we take auto match to mean anything. So
Which,
fair play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, these days,
auto
auto
match
match
is
is
hit or
kind of
miss,
like a
but
ghost
still,
town.
if you're number 1 in a multiple of factions, that shows consistency at least, and that you're at least mastering a lot of the game. But yeah, it's all the scrims and the tournaments, I think, is the real games that count.
Let's see if the deciding ace game. Sorry, game 2. My bad. I'm just looking at Dutchman's name. He just cast a deciding ace game. We're going into game 2 of our series on
Yep.
Mill Road. Let's see if Loveness can do any better this time. Ed with his collection of emotes. The Ed business.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, because that's none of my business, the little meme.
Yeah, I know that one.
I think
You've
I've
got a few, haven't you?
I've got that one that came out years ago, but it's probably aged like moldy cheese.
Let's have an emote. I actually have a Kappa Pride Ed emote. I've got a few though. Let me show you mine.
I got my dad, me in a. I think that was for Battle Brothers days. Shout out to Battle Brothers, just got a new DLC released. Oh man, there you go. Now that's
right. I've got you, Ed Disco. I've got the radar.
I like this. I like this one.
That's the best one. I made myself as a keck face. That's the ultimate in egotisticalness, isn't it? Egotism.
Yeah. I may have to give up my Prime review though. Sad news. And put it to Elpen just to get that little jiggly dude. Where it looks like.
Yeah, that's a good one. The dancing Elpen face.
That music video from. What was it, Supergrass? Pumping on your radio.
I know what you mean.
Remember that song? Yeah.
I don't know if he's as old as us. It probably isn't a reference to that, mate.
On stereo. Yeah, it was Supergrass. Okay, yeah. I don't know why. If anyone's got that little slinky moving emo, that's the dream. Oh man, you forgot this one, the most important one.
There it is, Gammy.
We even brain AFK'd the brain AFK. Think about it. But yeah, there we go. Gammy covering for me. Thank you.
Right then, guys. Let's see where we are with this game 2. I think I just loaded into CoH2 and then loaded out of it.
At least it wasn't Tekken. I've still got PTSD from that map when you slapped
when
me
I got
silly.
you with the
Like,
fish.
yeah, just buy a 40 quid controller, mate. It'd be fine. I sat in the corner like, why does your character have a fish and is slapping me repeatedly in the corner? My little hentai skirt does nothing. But
we didn't do this in real life, by the way. This was
me up.
Just make sure people know it was Tekken 4 as well, just so they don't think we were actually doing that. I don't want to be people thinking I slapping you with fish whilst you wear a hentai outfit.
No, I think that's next week. But stay tuned.
All right, sent you an old invite. Let's get on it. Get down. Yeah, and get funky.
We need intro tunes for the players, I'm telling you, Matt. Telling you. They can choose them, but we just gotta play them before. Be good fun.
What?
But I don't know what
actually...
would do actually, because they both enter at the same time. Never mind, forget that one then. Put it in as a suggestion box of.
Have you got a guitar? Maybe you could do entrance music for game 2. You know, I'll do the vocals. We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen.
That could be a risky strategy, Tom.
We get a new patron if somebody wants to actually fund these activities. Become a new patron, and Ed will do entrance music for the players.
It'll make me get the guitar out again in my life, which would be good, I guess, as a side project. But can't guarantee how good I'll be, comrades.
I'm looking for game 2, guys. I'm playing the game. Thank you, Relic. If you didn't know,
we do have Buku in the community, and he has a violin. And I'm pretty sure he learnt the Company of Heroes 2 theme on the violin. So
that's
maybe
badass.
if I slip him a few euros, he'll
and we just need a male choir now, and we can have the full-on entrance. I love that.
Or we just get Ishari and all the Swedish boys like doing some mega Viking chant for when Orange Fest next rocks up in the tourney. Who knows?
That'd be great. I've found game 2. My eyes aren't dead yet. Ooh, we've got an interesting faction choice yet again. And let's load the game and then load the Champions League rip-off music. Big shout out to Sexwings, who I believe is in chat. Hello. Big shout out to Vector.
The originator of the off-meta-rater.
Okay, we're gonna see how fast A's PC can load the game. How fast is your Ed? Is yours fast these days? You're not on your little laptop anymore, are you?
Nah, I'm PC Master Race, but it's about 3 years old now, Matt. Maybe older. So
that's good for CoH2.
For all the Zoomers, it's like, oh my god, he's still on an i9. So I don't know. If it runs, it runs. I don't question it, because when I had a laptop, it was touch and go. Sometimes it would just melt, so it was scary. Glad to be on a PC now.
Let's get it loaded anyway, and see what. And here he is, entering into the ring, weighing an astonishing 427 pounds. From England, it's the Mechanical Nightmare. It's Isildur!
Oi! Oi! There you go, Matt. Played his some guitar.
What? Loveness doesn't get entrance music? I'm so.
No, he doesn't get shit. He's thrown the town in twice too early today, so until he gives us value for money, lad.
Okay.
That's when he'll get his entrance song, alright. How many pounds did this weigh, by the way?
Lots. You always exaggerate in wrestling, guys. You always exaggerate. He's also 6'7".
What a swanton bomb from him off the top turnbuckle, but
the ring had collapsed. Indeed.
Meanwhile, there is a CoH2 game going on. I promise, folks.
Oh, it's the early stages.
Megalomaniac egos aside, Loveness coming out with another Kubel map. Gotta hype that Kubel up. You didn't hype it enough last time. That's why. Well, actually, he won that game pretty easily. I think that's why we didn't hype it up. But he's gone Firestorm again. Will it work against Isildur's sweaty SVTs? Eee, this could be curtains very good. We'll have to see.
I'm hyping up significantly now, Ed. I'm doing a full-on drive-by with the Kubel. I'm making the entire cinematography all about the Kubel volume. Hope that was enough for you.
It is indeed. It is indeed. I watch these back in mute, Matt, just so I actually see the game properly sometimes. Do you know that? I think that's really sad, but yeah, I just think if I'm ever to cast on stuff, I have to see how they play. And very often when you're casting, you don't get to see them play that much because you're so focused on certain areas and trying to not miss wipes. But Yeah.
That's why I say I've never given Isildur justice. I can give people that play... Like, I gave Orange Pest full justice earlier as like the play-by-play commentator with that US game, because I can see what he's doing. It's so obvious. But with Isildur, it's so next level in terms of overall control, and it's very subtle what he does. And I've always said to fans, don't listen to the casts. Go and watch an Isildur replay in half-time speed and take notes, because this guy, he does things you can't commentate easily on. It really is impressive.
Yeah, even things like capping orders, you think, haha, this guy always goes here first, blah, 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 when you're watching auto matches, and then bam, suddenly in the tournament. I don't know whether it's on purpose or not, or nerves, but yeah, it all changes up, and then you think, okay, well, it's so hard to read a lot of these players, and they're constantly just trying to get that little edge over their opponent. In a 1v1, you don't have to be
low
great.
health here, Ed. He could salvo these guys back to base very quickly.
Oh, he wants to lose the man
Loveness
instead,
doing?
it seems. That was a costly engagement, but does buy him time to get the green cover, but I think that was roughness there.
That was really bad. Yeah, really bad
painful
play. It was very bad play indeed. The conscripts are getting brutalized now in return. Folks Grenadiers have to do a lot of work. Look at this on retreat. We've got a conscript coming in on the retreat path. Could take out the Google here. No 18 aid.
Yep. I know the upgrade's cheap, but it ain't that cheap, folks. So Isildur can't take out the Kubel just yet, but Loveness just, I don't know, just showing some mean intentions there with those squad battles down on the bottom side. Didn't want to retreat, didn't want to let Isildur get that mental edge early on. And just to finish my point, Matt, in a 1v1, you don't have to be much better than your opponent. You just have to be that tiny little bit better. And when Isildur is that tiny little bit better in multiple areas over his opponent, it stacks up quickly. And in game one, he showed that. But yeah, Loveness, through those crazy trades, Matt, is actually coming out on top here.
That's right, and sometimes when it doesn't look pretty from a manpower standpoint, you're actually buying yourself time. And that's how Von Ivan's been able to be successful so much in Coming Heroes history. It's never been pretty on an infantry tactical standpoint, but the overall macro is that he's just disrupting your flow and he's capping elsewhere. Folks Grenadiers were able to neutralise the fuel there, and Loveness has not had neutralised fuel all game long.
Nope. And he's getting that early truck out. It's probably going to be mechanized again, backed up by the old Opal Blitz truck for healing. And it does hit hard. It definitely hit hard against USF. Don't know about Soviets, though. I think they can handle OKW a bit better than USF can.
Double Folks Grenadiers. Sorry, double conscripts going on the north side of the Folks Grenadiers behind heavy cover. It's going to be a bit of a pitched engagement for a while. Gets the first kill. Does Loveness and retreats away and loses 2 models immediately.
Would you have gone for dirty penals on this this scenario? You see OKW, you're on Mill Road, and M3 can be hella painful to deal with. Accessible cutoff points, you know.
It's too risky, mate, to be honest. When maybe because he was ahead, he could have considered it, but he's got the M5.
That was the age-old fear of OKW was, oh my god, I can't do anything to this M3 until I get a light vehicle out. But I suppose that's been soft countered a bit by the combat package for the Stern Pioneers. You get the Shrek easier now.
That's right, and conscripts here just holding the line in multiple avenues. Loveness trying to find angles on them. And I have to say that despite that shaky Stern Pioneer play in the very early game, he's having a nice little foray. We've got an Uror into an AT grenade though. Has he got enough to take it out? No, he hasn't. And now the conscripts are getting lit up by those Folks Grenadiers. They could even die on retreat. Miscalculation by Isildur there.
Yeah, but the squad still gets away, so... He is Soviets, he has got manpower for days, and he doesn't even need manpower for this. This is airdropped weapons now. Suddenly his conscripts will turn into basically budget penals on roids and get these SVT packages. And this was my main concern for Loveness. Oh, I like the build though, Matt. Was Loveness gone for first this time?
It's going to be Panzer II first. He's just showing that aggressive tenacity. He does not want to get into... into a long-pitched engagement versus Isildur, because I'm going to be brutal here. Isildur is a better version of Lovenest. That's how everyone sees him, so I'm going to try and... It sounds biased, but I'm just going to be honest. Everything Lovenest was famous for in his prime, don't forget he's around 30 now, everything he was famous for, Isildur does better. Better micro, better control, better endurance.
He's not in his prime anymore?
I'm saying it. I'm not insinuating it. Isildur does everything better, but what Lovenest has an advantage of is he doesn't care anymore. He's already won all the tournaments. He's been at the top. So he can afford to use some of that crazy energy and just go for something like a Luke's first, go for something like keeping the Stern Pioneers in an engagement way past their sell-by date. It's Lovenest's turn to throw some chaos into the engine, because that's the only way he's going to beat Isildur in this particular game.
Yeah, it is crazy to think as well. Like, Isildur was around when Lovenest was winning those big 10k tournaments, but he wasn't anywhere near the top 5 or 6 players then, Matt.
He was at the tail end of Lovenest's prime. Lovenest appeared in 2015, first big win in 2016. Isildur's first tournament was 2017, first big win 2019. So he's roughly 3 years behind Lovenest's curve. And he's just a slightly...
He's caught up and then some, yeah.
Yeah, he's learnt off the best, though. He's had the advantage of seeing Lovenest perfect this game, because he won that first big GCS 1 tournament, and he was the best in the world bar none. Isildur was just cutting his teeth then. He's learnt off the old master. And that's why Lovenest has to think differently. Because if they get into a pitched engagement, Ed, if it's a long endurance battle, I don't see Isildur losing, quite frankly.
I think if I had only one thing I could say that hampers Lovenest a bit is his rigidness of the way he plays the game. In that, just mechanically with his keyboard, I remember he did some really funky placements with his hands on the keyboard, and he uses the numpad and all this, and I just think, okay, that can get you pretty much, well, it's won him a lot of tournaments. But I think against this new breed of Zoomers, it really is tough to play like that, where you have to be in the screen, in the game all the time, watching the micro transactions of all your squads.
Well, let's disregard this overall meta conversation and concentrate back on the finer details of this battle. As we've got the Puma coming out, they've got the SVT conscripts battling as hard as they can. As this following up, Lovenest's period of dominance is continuing. He's neutralized the fuel yet again in the northwest. T70 though's got the Kubel in its sights.
Yep, Puma comes in. King Kubel though, he's not going to live the best 3 dream of self-repair. Nope. Wow. Pretty emphatic distance they reached from the Kubel there after exploding the Kubel.
Oh, we didn't get that one, Ed. That's generated on client side. What we got was he landed in the lake.
Equal, like gymnasts. Yeah. Like they cleared the pond all around it.
Oh dear. I wish we had that. No, we didn't. We just had him. He's now got a watery grave, which is kind of poetic. Puma versus T70. There you go. Puma's first shot's a good one. He's going to go hunting, Ed. He's going to go in. Is he? Yes, he's not halting at all.
Shot, no good though. Third shot,
that's a better one.
2 out of 3, you'd take that. But this
where are the conscripts at, Ed? Can you see conscripts out? Yes, you can. Are there any on the retreat path? No, he's getting brutalized. Puma's going to be absolutely fine.
Well, the thing I was worrying about is I couldn't see any Volks anywhere near that push. That was a Lone Ranger Puma push there. Ballsy stuff from Lovenest, but it just keeps Isildur hemmed in his base that bit longer. And now we get to see the VP Grandmaster get back to his favourite part of the game, it seems, just dominating that area of the game.
MG as well out to help him with that control, and he's just had a very aggressive start. Maybe he now feels he has the advantage to revert to classic Lovenest strategic control play.
Yep, only 11 minutes in, but it just feels so much longer when you see all these light vehicles being used in the early game. It's just a beautiful portion of the game, I think. Sometimes when mediums all chat in, it kind of gets a bit sturgy with the AT guns, but Lovenest really doing much better in the early part of this game compared to game 1.
Got his tasty little Dushka drop in base. Combat engineers ready to pick that up. Oh, Nice misses there from the Zis
and from the T70 though, like good old T70.
Puma takes a cheeky pot shot but misses. We're looking for an 18-8 from the conscripts. Will they get it through the house for style points?
Cleared 2 windows and damn that 18-8. Well played from the conscripts. Oh, here we go. Volks finally in front of the Puma. This is the Men of War 101 trading.
Ziskun gets a shot in on the Puma. There's an overshot, but the attack ground was absolutely awful. He barely cleared half of the range of the Ziskun. Absolutely shocking there. Volksgrenadiers meanwhile pushed off in the north. We've got the Schwer truck being built by Lovenest. It's an interesting battle so far, and it's amazing to see that Lovenest's tenacious aggression in the early game has given him a very solid commanding position.
I think if he plops the Schwer near VP, the south one, behind the big house, I think that could be curtains for Isildur. It's going to be a very hard game to take out an aggressive Schwer on.
Yeah, and Mill Road's one of the very few maps in 1v1 that lends itself to an aggressive OKW Schwer. If you guys want to think about what Ed's on about here, it's this section of the map. You can really control the fuel and victory points with your Schwer very well. T70 pushes in for the MG. Puma's been damaged and he's all the way back in base, but he gets a shot from afar there, keeping the MG alive.
3-pointer there from Shaq O'Neal on the gun of Puma. 1 HP as well, doesn't give a shit. But there we go. Aimed shot is unleashed. He's vet 1, Matt, and that thing can be really bad. You're retreating with 1 unit of your squad, and bam, that thing can wipe you.
To cover for any Americans that cringe whenever we make US sports references, Shaquille O'Neal did score 3-pointers. There are montages on YouTube because he only ever scored like 5 in his NBA career, and every time he ever did, like the crowd went wild. See, I did have knowledge about that.
There you go.
I definitely don't have it.
I have 90s knowledge of NBA, and like what's that show that came out on Netflix? The one with Michael Jordan, Last Dance. So I only know like that stuff, and that's it.
So the Seattle Sonics are your favourite team, for example? They don't exist anymore. It's
the Minnesota Timberwolves always sounded good, but they kind of sucked on the court, sadly.
But this is the problem. This is the problem for Lovenest. This is what we were talking about. Isildur just is so much more mechanically efficient that if Lovenest loses the engagements and falls off the map, Isildur will just catch back up with him, and it's like a rip tide. It's not a trickle.
Yeah, and another little point. Due to the matchup OKW against Soviet, you don't get that one big boomer mine, the teller. So he only gets the little shoe mines, and Isildur's T70 can be a lot safer that way.
Right, conscripts are being slowly pushed away here.
I think the Flame Nade would help coerce them home quicker.
You're on fire, please retreat.
2 squads in 1 house. What is this? Lovenest, rank 1000, confirmed. I always remember getting absolutely fat shamed for doing that when I started. I was like, just put all my men in the house, take the shit out of every window.
Do you know what his problem is there on TAC map? You can't see it. That's the problem. So he spends 80% of his life in TAC map.
There we go. Yeah, that's with the style of play he does. Or how he plays. Coming back in.
Right then. Where's the Ziskun pushing away the Puma? Lovenest has been able to rescue 1 victory point and keep his fuel, but he's yet to make a renewed push on the centre, thanks to the Helping Hand streaming shack. This is where James Whiteside does his streaming from, and he's got the Dushka inside it. Let's
from humble beginnings, he'll be a cross-platform superstar in no time from that shack, I'm sure. But yeah, I love this map though, and the fact that it changes weather, changes daytime to nighttime on it. It's got that Netherlands orange glow with all the lights.
All the marijuana being lit up, indeed.
Yeah, everyone's glowing today in Millwall.
The Ziskun is positioning on the Puma there. It's going to find a juicy angle on it. Not a second one though, so it should be fine. Lovenest finally seeing that his Volksgrenadier was in the house with the Dushka. Probably trying to make baby Dushkas, I imagine.
Yep. Can't cross-pollinate there, sadly, for him. But Luke's Vet 2, that snuck up quite quickly. And the T70, meanwhile, Vet 2 as well. It's going to be a T34, first choice for Isildur into the mediums. On the 16-minute mark. A bit later than what he normally gets his P4 mediums out at, but I'm sure he'll be A-okay with 4 cons, Matt, and 1 Vet 2 Ziskan. He's done very well. The only thing I will say is there's 2 flamers, so there's no sweepers.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point. The hope is with 2 flamers that the amount of damage you put off against OKW more than makes up for it. Panzer 2 actually couldn't reverse around the house, had to go straight there, and the Ziss has got some meaty shots off now and hits Veteran C2. Of course, Isildur's getting 76mm T-34, we've got no other choice, and that will lead to ram and jam tactics with the IL-2 Sturmovik rocket run. So that's something to look forward to in the late game here.
No one would ever possibly use it now that it costs 125 munitions. Which I think was the quote-unquote nerf to it.
And if that still doesn't work, we'll make it cost 126. Here we go, we've got rocket barrage used on the house. Will the Duska get out of there? Oh, he's left the house. And indeed... Hey, I tell you what a retreat. He picked the right window, but now he has to go through the rockets. And the Duska, one man, gets out just about...
Did a couple of victory laps of the house, it seemed, before he went back, which bought him the time to not die in the retreat.
What house?
Lucky stuff, yeah, wow. What house indeed.
What house? Look at that.
Smouldering wreck. Helping Hans' streaming career, what?
Oh yeah, no.
Won't get good internet signal out of that, sadly.
Yes, he was, unfortunately. Puma has yet to get its veterancy on the go. The T-70's remained elusive and has now grown to be a T-34, it would seem. Lovenest has been able to claim the central victory point back. Isildur dips below the halfway point on his victory point count.
Always leaving this Puma dangerously on the front line, though, as Lovenest. And we saw early, Isildur didn't UR into the 18-8, so if he threads the odd AT gunshot here onto the Puma, I don't know, it just seems a bit too risky play here at the moment for Lovenest with this Puma. He needs to get it back further, I believe, between the fights.
Here we go, Ziskan's going to destroy the house and keep the barrage going. Lovenest has to vacate the premises.
MG34 going to set up on 1 HP. This could just be a comedy of errors. Nope. Oh,
not with the Stray. Indeed, helping him out there, suppressing him. Oh. Not before a stray Mosin Nagant bullet took out the MG. Well called out by Ed. On a low health it was.
SVTs, man, on that left squad. Getting clinking that gunner away. But he won't be able to cap it.
Panzer 2's just pushed into a Ziskan. He's going for the T-70, but the T-70 can penetrate that thin armour. Ziskan's going to keep facing the same way. And now we've got a bit of a rescue operation. Can the Panzer 2 survive, Ed? Where's he going to go?
Rear armour, new meta. Maybe he feels faster that way. It's going to be an attack round to secure the
low
game.
Health. No. Oh, meanwhile, Sternpine is looking to survive. Puma is going to tag in for him. Oh no, he died. The Sternpine died on retreat there.
Take the bullet and the MG34 decrewed. Lovenest with his Puma again on the front line, Matt. What have I been telling you?
What's he doing? 18-8 takes him out. Lovenest throws in the towel. Isildur is through to the grand final of the ML 2022 World Championship Tournament. Did you expect anything else? GG, well played. There we go. So what do you think about that series, Ed?
Fast and Furious, I think. Installment, whatever it is on, number 12, Hollywood. But no, I think Lovenest was teetering on the edge there a lot in that last game, pushing the boat with the Puma and all that. So I just think Isildur has got his number at the moment, especially on Mill Road. Had it been another map, Feymanville or something like that, I think he would have been more comfortable. I knew he didn't like Millroad from previous interviews and things with him, but yeah. So hat off though to Isildur. Again, he just comes. He's like you were saying earlier, the Manchester Uniteds of the 90s. He's just on top of his game, and it is great to see someone just pull it off so consistently. There's probably people in watching just almost thinking, can this guy ever play a bad game? It's so rare, and yeah, you just got to appreciate this time. He's the king of the crop, and he's risen to the top.
The cream of the crop rises to the top, as Macho Man Randy Savage once said.
He deserves it, man. He deserves it. And yeah, I think even yesterday I got on a stream quickly to look at the CoH2 Mr. Saipan or something, and then boom, there's Isildur there playing in a 2v2 as well. So the guy's just relentless. He's got that competitive spirit, and he doesn't want to lose his title. He's like a 16-year-old Mike Tyson at the amateur Olympics. Ain't gonna get my title.
I've got to become the best. I've become the best in the world, and but Isildur is amazing to me because, as I say, he had the joy of being able to sit back and watch players like Lovenest perfect the game strategically and tactically, but not mechanically. And he, as an engineer, obviously isn't going to do anything mechanically inept. He's going to make sure every hotkey, every remapping using auto hotkeys, every way of controlling the game is pitch perfect. And he's done that. That's why we call him the Mechanical Nightmare on his nickname there. But we do actually have another semi-final ongoing. Let me and Ed cover our mouths and confer for All right, then, guys. I want you to all say big thanks to Ed. We've now come to the end of our regularly scheduled programming for today, and he's an amazing caster. Big thanks to him for being the yin to my yang, the strudel to my noodle, and the.
I won't say the second word, but you know the scene from the film. But no, I should be the one thanking these guys for watching, and definitely it's been a good educational curve since, when was it, Matt, that we started? I think it was about 2017, wasn't it? On your sofa.
2018. I did.
You and Stormless, you had to go do something, so you're like, Ed.
2018. Yeah.
Step in for me, so I casted with Stormless then.
And everyone's like, "Who's this guy?"
Yeah, and I was like, "Yeah, who's Stormless?" But no, it was good fun, and like, I think learning from you guys, but also learning from the chat and learning from some of these top players. Like, there's just so much about this game that we all love and watch. I'm never going to know all of it, but as long as we get to have a laugh along the way, Matt, and cast some amazing plays, then I'm happy. So yeah, all good stuff. And thanks for having me, folks, today. I'm actually going to go and watch the rugby with my dad. So come on, England or Ireland or wherever you're from. But it should be a good game. So enjoy the CoH2 this evening, and tomorrow, Matt, the big boy finals.
Yes, Findeed will be joining me this time from sunny London, and we'll be watching obviously Isildur, but we don't know if we're watching Nagano or Quiritz yet. So that'll be exciting. Could see probably a repeat of every World Championship ever, or we could have a new guy in Quiritz. So I know who I'm rooting for, just for a bit of freshness.
He's gonna want his player card changed after this. That's
big
for sure.
Big time.
Up them numbers. But yeah, thank you all for having me, and take care. I'll see you soon, Matt. See you soon,
Ed. Bye.
Cheers. Mate. Enjoy. Bye-bye.
Right then, I'm a glutton for punishment, chaps, and if you want to see me cast Nagano Quiritz, I want some new patrons, or alternatively, if you've got more money than sense, I want a one-time donation, and I'll be using it for future co-events. I think I've built up some level of trust in the community, having done this since 2017 continuously. So it's paypal.me/aecoh. So go there, or go to Patreon. I want to see some more funding for these events we keep doing. The Patreon one will be a one-time thing if you don't want to. Sorry, the PayPal one will be a one-time thing if you want to fund the event that'll be coming soon. And there will be huge announcements tomorrow you don't want to miss. So yeah, if you want to fund it and you want to give me the encouragement to be a glutton for punishment and cast extra company heroes, cast a bit of Nagano quirks, please do consider paying for the prize pools, because we're making Dow 3 ourselves. That's right, Zany. Because this literally doesn't happen without your money, because sponsors don't want to sponsor it, and it's much better to be independent. So we do it all in-house. We do it all in-house indeed. So yeah, get on it. And I'm going to cast Nagano Quirits, I think. Or you could just be somebody that gets the entertainment for free and then complains about the time it takes to see the next game. Which is, as I say, it's an invitation for execution. Gibbet, you're meant to be one of the good guys. I get trolled with resident sleepers, it seems. Exactly, Zany, exactly. Yeah, okay. Hello there and welcome to game 1 of the other semi-final today. I can't believe that this is still only game 1. It is indeed Nagano versus Quiritz in the north. Now Quiritz has never been in a semi-final of a world championship or indeed a major tournament. And here he finds himself in the biggest tournament of the year. He's worked damn hard to get here, playing as the Wehrmacht in the north. He's barbed wiring off the fuel point and the victory point, in a sense. There's the fuel point wide off, and now the victory point. So he's doing a lot of work there on his territorial defense. Speaking of which, the MG opens up in the center, and the Grenadier watches over the advance of the conscripts in the north. Pioneers push up and plant the sandbag as they come under fire from the conscripts themselves. Combat engineers retreat away from the pioneers. If you want to fund this activity, please consider becoming a Patreon of the league. I'm doing this for the love of the fans. I am tired. I've already done 2 best of 3s today. You can see that Isildur's in chat. Well done, Isildur, on a comprehensive victory of Loveness. You sapped his morale impressively. Well played. He even started playing like he wasn't Loveness with his OKW at the end there. How out of ideas he became. So well played, so well played. Conscripts flank the MG. Getting to a bit of light cover there in the crater. Gren's getting into position as well. MG backs away. He's going to leave himself exposed. No, he's got a Grenadier anchoring them. Quiritz has been a little bit aggressive here. This conscript's having a field day, gaining 3 kills in quick succession. MG pushes up. Keeps these conscripts from advancing further. 2 Grens now versus the conscripts in the centre. Nagano has a flat. Oh, we had a rifle nade there. Rifle nade on the conscript on the rear side. Getting a good wedge of health damage. Quiritz is playing a blinder though with a skeleton crew of units. But you have to remark that Nagano's done some really good capping in the north whilst all of this has been going on. In base, we're building very early Tankovi Battalion Command, which to me spells M5. Isildur's watching in the stands now. Fresh from his victory, wants to see who his semi-final is up against for possibly his 3rd World Championship victory tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see. Combat engineers, by the way, they planted a little cheeky mine there. No sleepers on these pioneers, so they're going to struggle. And Quiritz may have won the battle, but he's yet to win the war. He's capped all of this point and he's won engagements, but he's lost the cutoff. This is a bonus cast. This is surplus to expectation. The 3rd series we'll be seeing today. So as I say, consider becoming a patron of the league or a one-time donation to paypal.me/AECOH. If you want to help fund tournaments.
We are losing a sector.
Alright, conscripts in the south. Push up from... Get round the other side of the barbed wire. Quiritz has chosen his commander of choice. It is, of course, Jaeger Infantry Doctrine. Munitions intensive and ever popular in the meta at the moment. Yeah, that face when no fuel for the 2-2. That's right, Jibber.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Jibber, if you could sign up for that thing I've asked you to sign up for, I'd greatly appreciate it. You are the key to unlocking 2 further sign-ups at the moment. We won't talk about what it is I'm referring to on stream, though.
Scout car has arrived. The enemy is attempting
pushes
to steal our
through the
sector.
base sector. It's a little bit late to the party. Only a little bit, though. And Nagano's really taking advantage of this now. He's pushing up and putting more mines down. He's got the conscripts pushing up in unison. 2-2's got a lot of work to do. That's right, Rachel. Go on, send in the full array of videos, including the one with the jar of pickles. In the centre, Car 98Ks look away at this conscript pod. The 222's going to finish the job, it would seem. Triple cap for Nagano for a while though, with the T70, the weapon of choice. It's forced off, 222 pursues. We also have the Jaeger command squad on the field, capping up the South Victory Point as we speak. Gonna hit a mine here, it would seem. There you go, damaged engine. We don't have 18 aids though for Nagano, so the 222 should be fine. Maybe the T70 can see to that though. How far is off? Is he off it? Yeah, another mine detonate down there. That's the Grenadiers this time. Oh, that grid has to get out of there. Tell you what, he could go in now. Nagano could go in now. Will he do that? Indeed. He could pick up 2 for the price of 1. There's a 222 in danger, and then there's a Grenadier as well. There you go, out of control he goes. Pack 40's not in position. Gren's forced away. MG42 soon to follow. Quiritz is having a torrid time out there with the veteran Nagano, the heavyweights, doing the dirty to him.
Waiting for your command.
We do have Jaegers lying in ambush though, so this will be a nice little Faust. Oh, he knows they're there somewhere. Nagano's on full form today, and he's found them. Now they have to run past him. This is top tier play from Nagano. Really good stuff. Alpern, you should be casting this, mate. No one was casting this semi. It's alright though, I'm already doing it. Hey, he has to do everything.
Supply sector under attack. Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
Grants and Pioneers in the north. And a full prey to the T70. Pack 40 tracks the same little light tank. But as I say, Quiritz seems to have had a bit of a shaky start here. This good which is in the centre. Yeah, I didn't have time, Vector. It's just trying to answer real life things and just about catch the semi at the same time. Gren's forced off there, and we're gonna have a tripwire flare. No, demolition charge. My bad. What the hell?
120mm mortars are now available for deployment. Guard rifle infantry squads are now available.
Did he do that? He didn't do it in the end, right? Okay, he didn't do it. It would have been crazy. And it just seems like Quiritz has been manhandled so far.
I think Petrov pulled his groin, but it is done.
I never heard that. Well, I've heard that one, but I've never recognised how funny it is. I think Petrov pulled his groin. In prioritised vehicle mode. Pack 40 can't find an angle here. Nagano's making great use of the garrison to protect him. Oh! What the hell? Ziskun takes out the 222. What a shot that was. Caught off camera, but it must have been a hell of a shot. I think the combat engineers gave him sight, however. Just wasn't expected by Quiritz. What a blast from the rifle made. Combat engineers forced away. Strongest early game versus weakest early game of any high-level players, I suppose, yeah. Nagano's just absolutely dominating him thus far. Yeah, Quiritz has already exceeded expectations, hasn't he? Will we have yet another Isildur Nagano Grand Final? It certainly seems we're headed that way. Mine detonates yet again on the Grenadiers. With a retreat? Fair enough, it's only a standard territory point, I guess. Another 2-2-2 building. Crits often rebuilds the 2-2-2. He does need it for sight, just the way he plays. Fair enough, Vector. There was a bit of bridge hype, apparently, with one of the retreat paths used there. T-70's ready for war once again. Crew repairs enabled, as is mechanized armor company. That's a hell of a start for Nagano. It's fearsome. He's unstoppable at this point with the 85mm. Oh, well, when's it going to hit? I mean, we do, of course. Well, we don't have Battle Phase 2. That is how dominant Nagano's been. Holy crap, he's half the way to an 85mm. And Kurtz hasn't even got Battle Phase 2 out yet. Just ridiculous, quite frankly. This is third one, Almond. Bloody hell.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Nagano is possibly. I mean, imagine if Nagano wins his first World Championship. That would be huge for him. He's waited for so long. Come so close so many times, but I know one Englishman that won't like to cede his position at the peak of his powers. Triple cap victory points coming in again for Nagano. Combat engineers just chilling behind the garrison. White flare goes off, Jaegers punished. Spotting, so is the 2-2-2, just allowing Quirix to slowly work his way back in. 2-2-2's getting aggressive. Is this foolish of him? Grenade get down. There's a rifle nade on the combat engineers over there. Meanwhile, the Ziskun's firing on anything it can get its sights on. Just joining this, oh, Tripwire Flare takes out the Jaegers! This is going all Nagano's way. It's going so badly for Quirix here. Oh dear, now the 120mm will continue its assault. Big shot here. On the MG42. In a spot of bother. And the North Pioneers make a probing push.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Yeah, true, Alpern. You would have expected the 120mm to cause it to ignite, I guess. Here comes that 85mm. Quirix has a huge bank of manpower. He's gone for a second pack 40 instead. Often going for 3 pack 40s does Quirix. Putting some more mines down. 2-2-2 inspects the situation. May detonate the mine. Not if the T-70 has anything to do with it. He didn't even get a mine, actually. Oh, it's a tripwire. It's a tripwire flare. North, conscripts forced off by the G43 Grenadiers.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Pack 40s First time chat from Rage of the Ares. Yeah, if anybody else wants to cast the rest of this series, please feel free to do so. Alpern, I'm looking at you, bro. I'm happy to host. I could do with sitting back and watching the games without having to talk about them. Having cast 2 series already today. fire. Pack answers the call against the T-70, by the way, which has 14 infantry kills. Shut up, Alpert. Back in base, combat engineers can repair the T-70 ASAP with that Vet 2, but only
Guards, troops
1/3 of a
ready for
man. And these guys are all man.
action. Sector is
My
at
guard
risk.
squad. On the field, what's the action I can hear? It's this. The T-34 finding an angle on the Grenadiers. Has 7 conscripts line up behind the sandbag. That is a nightmarish vision of CoH2. Ah! Good! Delete the sandbag! Get rid of it! And they're like... They thought they had a sandbag and they don't anymore. They're still behind it though. They're behind an invisible sandbag right now.
Conscripts here. What do you have?
Yeah, build another one. Go at it, Nagano. Destroy that one too. You know what really oh, Gren's in the house. They need to get out of there. What house? The next decision from Nagano, IMO should definitely be a Katusha against Quirits. It would really disrupt his play and just give him the victory. Let's see if that's what he's going to go for. He's got a decent bank of fuel. Finally, a Panzer IV is about to hit. T-34 has to be careful. Packs have him in its sight. This from the conscripts, planting sandbags in the north and just tightening the noose, constricting around Quirits, choking all the life out of the player. Mine and 2 mines actually. Double mine action this time. It's just been hard countered by Nagano's superior early game. And then he just never let up. Did the heavyweight. God, seek refuge and prepare an ambush. They have access to that guards grenade, don't forget. The old DG-33. G-33 grenadiers won't know what's going to hit them. They dodged easily in the north. Oh, mortar in guard combination. Oh, and there's a mine to finish off the Grenadiers. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. T-70 skips away past the Pak 40s. And Nagano's he's got that Katusha as well now, the one we expected.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory. Katyusha now available.
Oh, he might as well tap out before it hits, to be honest, because this is not going to be pretty. He's going to need to know where the Pak 40s are. He has marked vehicle, meaning he has a small slither of vision, by the way, don't forget. There, he sees them. Especially if you've got tap map open, don't forget. He knows exactly where they are right now. Will he fire upon them? Or will he wait for a push? There they are again. Oh, he's splitting them up, it seems, the Pak 40s at least. T-70 has hit Veteracy 3 now. With those 16 infantry kills and vehicle destroyed as well. It's having an absolute field day. That's why the Pak 40s are forced to split up to keep the T-70 away.
Enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Jaeger's conscripts backing them up. This is like watching Quirits drown in slow motion.
Supply sector.
Really don't feel like he's going to do much in this game 1. Nagano's only lost 51 victory points. thrown. Mortar helps out. I think Kurtz might have thrown it in here. Can't see this. No, he's still fighting, it seems. 103 victory points. It's not going to drop any more. 101. Oh, no, it is. He just capped the south.
100 points remaining.
Oh, dear. Grenade thrown on the Ziscum. He's also seeing the Katusha now.
A squad of infantry has been killed. Death before retreat.
Oh, Katusha on the retreat path! Oh, the salvo misses. What about the second? Oh, ho, ho. Pack 40 tanking damage. Gets it.
We have lost a pack.
Can he push in? Yes, he can. Of course he can. That's going to be a very dead Pack 40. Panzer IV could counter. Maybe. Nah, hits the frontal arm and Nagano was too fast for him. Could we see an 18A to help out? Blitzkrieg used. Did pursues. It's going to be okay.
The enemy has 75 points remaining.
75 points
You
remain.
appear suited for command.
Triple cap needs to be
Our
thwarted.
territory is falling into
Damage
enemy
engine
hands.
came in from the Grenadiers, or was it the yeah, it was the Jaeger command squad actually. Packs push up. Conscripts push in. As the
Enemy
T-70
forces are
seeks
securing our
to
territory.
ambush Kurtz if he ever even thinks about trying to get back onto the field. Not
Situation is
target
becoming
yet again.
critical. We have only 50
Constant
points
slither
remaining.
of reconnaissance. Oh, those Grens are on. Fuselage falls into the river there.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
As the Katusha's ready for another volley very soon, so Nagano pushes it up. T-70 goes into rampant reconnaissance mode. We do have a well, that must be a rebuilt Pack 40. I think did he have 3 at one point? I swear he destroyed one. I think he did, right, so he had 3, yeah. Pack 40 goes down. He's using the guard tower as refuge from the other. Great play by Nagano. No, Strumming Bird, it's been hard countering so far. We'll have to see how Kurtz does when he plays Soviets in the next game. But I think it's a little bit of nerves as well. I know Kurtz can play better than this, but Nagano on top form is a fierce and sometimes uncounterable foe. Oh, did he get it? No, yes, fair enough. Well, my brain's not comprehending everything I see because it's my 3rd series. Kurtz surrenders. Does not /L. He actually uses the surrender button. So, hype for that. GG, well played. 1-0 to Nagano. So yeah, we're waiting for game 2 right now. I think Vector's starting his stream, so he'll be able to cast that. I'm going to go make a stir fry and go for a walk with some earphones on, listen to some music and podcasts and stuff. So yeah, that'll be exciting. Thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. Thanks to Devin, new patron for the day. And thanks to all the players that have lost today for competing in this tournament series. They all get a bit of cash. Inka Una, Ashablaw, Orange Pest, Gibber, Love Nest, of course. And Love Nest will be appearing in the 3rd place playoff tomorrow. So big shout out to him. I need to make that probably a bit lower, to be honest. Oh, fuck. Nah, I value my health too much. I've cast many series now. That'll do me. 2 series is enough for old AE. Old AE ain't what it used to be. Ain't what it used to be. Ain't what it used to be. Just perfecting the brackets here. I love tinkering with the Excel to make it look as smooth as possible. Let's put that there. No, put it there. Come here, you little bugger. No, one up from there. One down from there, I guess. I had it right the first time, I think. There you go. That's perfect. Just need to make some room for the 3rd place playoff, so it doesn't get dwarfed by the grand finals when they come in. Make some space as well. The finals tomorrow, 2 p.m. GMT tomorrow. It's all this weekend. I don't know. They're just shy. I've got Asia Mint's card has a thingy, but not Ashablaw. And Quiritz, who's geographically in Asia, but not politically. This is the coolest bracket ever, but it's the most. We haven't had a single upset in the finals tournament. ML ranking is OP. Basically, oh god, you see these tournaments too damn well, man. Do damn well. Thanks everybody for watching. It's lovely to have you. We're going to host a dear friend of mine, Vector, in a second. He should be online soon, one would hope. How long does it bloody take? Thanks, Armand. Thanks for watching. Ready to go! There's the news. He's going to be casting game 2. Thanks, Armand. Thanks for watching. Ready? Let's get him raided up. Thanks, everybody. See you at 2 p.m. GMT tomorrow when Findeed and I will be bringing you the 3rd place playoff, possibly, and then the grand final. So thanks for watching. I need to work on my arm muscles. I've lost weight and they look very thin now. All right, see you later, guys. Bye-bye. 10 seconds until Vector time. Nah, 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 nah. Nah, nah, nah.